All right, we haven't hit on this. Didn't bring it up yesterday because we had other news and position battles to talk about. But Josaiah Knight commits to Illinois, 3-star edge rusher, outside linebacker out of Florida. The interesting anecdote here is that Russell Ellington, former Illini linebacker, is his head coach now at Gadsden County down in Tallahassee area. But Josaiah Knight is a really good get. This felt like the one position of need they hadn't addressed yet. And you started to get the feeling when Georgia Tech, which was the main competition here, Missouri as well, but Illinois beat out Missouri for official visit. Georgia Tech had taken some other edge commitments. It felt like Illinois was in a good place. He just wanted to announce this during his first high school game. It was a scrimmage exhibition game against another team on Friday night. But he announces for the Illini, and I really like this get. You talk about tools. Josaiah Knight has tools. And I was talking with somebody at Illinois the other day, and I said, Alec Bryant, I couldn't kind of compare him to, and they say he might be a little more twitchy than that. I said, I see some Gabe Backus there, but I don't want to throw that out there quite yet. And talking with Josaiah Knight the other day, Gabe Backus being from Florida, seeing him be a freshman All-American at Illinois, that played a role here. They sold the heck out of Gabe Backus, which is not a surprise. But Josaiah Knight, when you talk about physical tools, reminds you a little bit about Gabe. 6'4", but with a 6'10" wingspan, which is insane. Really great burst off the line of scrimmage. And obviously he's going to grow into his body, but he's already 230 pounds going into his senior year. He's a really impressive physical specimen. I'm surprised he didn't have more Power 5 offers than what he already had, Joey. I think he's going to take some time to develop. Like, there's some technique things, but that's why you have Charlie Bolin. And Charlie Bolin, another successful recruitment for him. Nice start for him with Joe Barna, Lane Jenkins, and now you add somebody like this in obviously Josaiah Knight, who goes by JoJo, another JoJo for the Illinois defense. I really like this get. It might take a little while to get there, but he's one of my more high ceiling guys in this class. So he's kind of middle of the pack rankings wise, but I think ceiling wise, this guy's got all Big Ten potential. We'll see what he develops into a couple years from now.
Yeah, if there's a room where it can take a little while to get to, you would think outside linebacker at Illinois right now is a room where that's okay. That's okay if it takes a little time. That is an embarrassment of riches in that room. Like, that is the deepest, most talented. You feel comfortable saying deepest to most talented room on the roster? And look, we say that knowing what they have at a couple other positions.
Honestly, and I'm not trying to do hyperbole here. I'm trying to think of a time I've covered Illinois where you felt better about a position currently and for the long term, because the talent they are accruing at this outside linebacker position, and Brett Bielema has backed that up, saying this is the most talented edge rusher room I've ever had as a head coach. Seth Coleman, I think, is going to have a chance to play in the NFL. Gabe Backus is going to be an NFL draft pick. Alec Bryant, they love right now, and I think he's a really high floor third guy in your room, former 4-star prospect. Lane Jenkins is a freak physically. Now, he's going to need time to develop, add strength. Jared Beatty was a very highly regarded prospect they really like, just needs to stay healthy. Trey Smith, talk about twitchy. He's got to add strength, but man, Mason Moragan, they really like a high floor edge presence there. Then you're adding Joe Barna and Josaiah Knight to it. That's just, that's a room that Iowa, Michigan, like I'm saying, that's the kind of depth they're developing and adding in that room right now. And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, but that's a legit edge rusher room.
For a position that didn't exist in this program 3 years ago. I mean, they've really done a good job of taking what was there and helped turn that in to something else. Seth Coleman and Zeke Holmes are the only two holdovers from the last staff at that. So they've done a good job of maximizing that and going out, and now you're seeing them add more. Josaiah Knight is very, very athletic. Like tight end, he plays some tight end in high school, and it is like, you should be able to do those two things at the same time, the way you can play tight end and be an edge rusher. It's a good get for Illinois, and I think you're starting to see Charlie Bolin get his. Obviously, he lost on Marquise Lightfoot. Probably Illinois, in a lot of ways, didn't have a lot of reason to be in that battle to begin with. He did a good job building that. I think you're starting to see him get his feet under him as a recruiter, and it's something that you and I didn't take very long and talking with him to realize, like, this guy might be okay. That's the recruiting element of this, which was a fair question when he got hired because he had never done it before. But, man, he's added a lot, and Knight adds to that room in a pretty significant way.
Yeah, people always ask us for our guys. My brother always asked me that question in a recruiting class. I like what they're building in this class. I just think it's really good, high quality, good prospects in this class, a couple highly ranked ones. So I like Eddie Turk a lot. Obviously, Khalil Valentine's really fast. Those are some of the sexier gets in this class. But a lot of my guys are on defense. Demetrius John, I think, is an underrated prospect. I think he's got a really high ceiling. Obviously, everyone loves Easton Baker when they turn on his film. I think Vernon Woodward has a chance to be the best player in this class eventually. But add Josiah Knight to that. He's one of my guys in this class. I just think the tools, and we just know the development they have on defense. There's just a really big confidence that they're going to be able to develop these guys in the players, Joey.
Yeah, and this coaching staff has earned the benefit of the doubt because they continue to deliver on the development aspect of getting these guys ready for bigger positions. I think this year will probably be the most we've seen of that, just understanding where they have some new faces that have been developed. But yeah, this recruiting class to this point doesn't have a Malik Elzy, doesn't have a Caden Fagan necessarily, but it's got some really talented players in it, and players that this staff identified early and in a lot of ways closed down early. It's turning out pretty good. And you almost forget about the 24 class now that it's late August.
Yeah.
But I would imagine they're still going to be searching around for some late risers, and to get Josiah Knight this late in the process and kind of sticking with him through the summer into this point, that's a nice addition here right now. And what we think is one of the last few spots probably in this class.